on the quiet outskirts of Fort Collins, Colorado. Under the shadow of the majestic Rocky Mountains, 75-year-old Margaret Collins was wrapping up her evening routine. The sun had set hours ago, and the crisp autumn air signaled that winter was creeping closer. As usual, she took the trash out into the backyard, a task she'd done countless times before. But on this particular evening, something was different. A growl broke through the stillness of the night, a chilling sound that sent a wave of dread over her. In an instant, Margaret realized she was not alone. A mountain lion, sleek and powerful, had stealthily crept down from the foothills, drawn by the smell of garbage. With the fading daylight and the growing darkness, it was hard to see exactly where the animal was. But the low, menacing growl was unmistakable. Panic surged through Margaret's veins as she turned to face the predator. Before she could react, the lion lunged. Her heart pounded in her chest as the large feline barreled toward her, its eyes gleaming with hunger. It was a life or death moment. But before the mountain lion could sink its teeth into her, a flash of yellow fur appeared, moving in a blur between Margaret and the predator. Buddy, a loyal yellow Labrador who was always by her side, was ready to protect her no matter the cost. Margaret's son Daniel, a long-haul truck driver, had left Buddy with his mother for the weekend, as he did every week while he was away on the road. Buddy, though no professional guard dog, had always been an unspoken protector for Margaret, often sitting at her feet, keeping her company, and showing his undying loyalty. On that dark evening, Buddy was more than just a companion, he became her hero. Buddy, driven by instinct and an unwavering sense of loyalty, threw himself into the fray. The cameras around the house, always keeping watch for potential intruders, captured the dramatic scene. The lion, with its razor-sharp claws and powerful build, sprang forward with terrifying speed, but Buddy didn't hesitate. He barked ferociously, his voice echoing through the still night air, and hurled himself into the lion's path. The mountain lion, unprepared for such a fierce response from an unexpected opponent, recoiled for a moment. But the dog's bravery didn't end there. Buddy lunged, snapping and barking, trying desperately to fend off the massive predator. His teeth gritted, his tail straightened, and every ounce of energy he had was focused on protecting Margaret. Margaret, in a state of utter shock and fear, could only scream. Her mind raced. How could she escape? The lion was swift and dangerous, but Buddy, her yellow Labrador, was giving her a chance to survive. The dog's body pressed against the lion, his fur tangling with the wildcats, his barks growing more urgent with each passing second. He fought with everything he had. And in those few precious moments, Margaret, trembling in fear, managed to retreat into the safety of her house. It was the narrowest of escapes, but it was enough. Buddy had bought her enough time to save herself. The neighbors, who had been awoken by the commotion, rushed outside to help. The sudden sound of shouting and barking had alarmed them, and they quickly realized something was wrong. They rushed to Margaret's house, brandishing anything they could find to fend off the mountain lion. Together, they managed to scare the predator off, though it lingered in the shadows for a moment, clearly unwilling to give up so easily. The lion, perhaps more startled than anything by the ferocity of Buddy's defense, finally retreated back into the forest. But the damage had been done. Buddy, though alive, was injured. His body bore the marks of the fight scratches, deep gashes, and blood staining his yellow fur. He had taken the brunt of the attack, sacrificing himself for the woman he loved and protected. Margaret, still shaken by the terror of the encounter, knelt beside her dog, who was panting heavily but wagging his tail in spite of his injuries. She held him close,